Hello everyone, and welcome to another gaming session with Malaiz Gaming. Today we are playing through um, some more Total War Warhammer in our Undead playthrough. So, really quickly before we end our turn, we have down here in the southwest corner of our map, of our territory, we have Wolfric, Lord of the Droners, and he's got an army down here that's basically holding down this corner of our empire, as well as rebuilding. He's suffered some pretty heavy losses, so his army is in the process of reconsolidating. We've got our White King hero, who has a capability of being deployed in a province to increase the public order by 7. Now this province down here has got a province of -81 because of lack of corruption. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy him here, start bumping up the public, which is now +8, which is awesome. So that's going to start rebounding. And then here at Tempelhof, we have our main army with Vlad von Karsten, and that's our strongest army. And we're actually going to be upgrading that with some... there we go. We're going to buy 4 units of Grave Guard. And those are going to form a really strong front line of skeletons, along with our spearmen. That'll be much tougher than the original skeletons that we were recruiting. So he's going to stay there for a turn and go ahead and build those units. And then we're going to be using his army and another one of our armies to press forward and continue expanding our territory. I know that I need to make sure I consolidate the hold on everything I have, and everywhere with the exception of the province of Ostermark is positive in its public order. So I'm doing pretty good on that. Got him building. The other main army is repairing, and then up here in the northern edge of our territory we have Manfred van Karsten, and he's got an army kind of just holding this area up here in the top. Down here we also have our Banshee, and here she is. So Bertha Posner, she's going to go around and she's going to start taking out these little hero characters that they have all over the place. So $497 to assassinate that. Failure. Alright, well, maybe next time. So, let's see. So again, every province is going positive. Fieldorf, I can actually tax this province, but it doesn't matter because it has no income. So I'm going to let its public border build up closer to 100, and then when it gets closer to 100, I'll spend the money to upgrade it from a hamlet to a minor settlement so that it can start producing income and be taxed. But right now, I can get free public order because it doesn't have any negatives. So I'll just let it build corruption and everything down there. So, judging from the map up here in the top right hand corner, we can either expand into the center of this area and take these lands, or we can go to the left and take this small area of Nuln and Wissenburg. Attacking a castle of Nuln does not sound very enticing, to be honest, but we'll have to see. If I remember correctly, we just very recently, or relatively recently I should say, got into a trade slash, not a trade, that's an incorrect statement, got into a non-aggression agreement with this nation here. And so I don't really want to attack them right away. In fact, I may just go ahead and take this city of Vertbad and the Moot from the Empire, because I think I could take both of them relatively quickly and then do a non-aggression treaty after that. The other option would be to go out here and attack some of these dwarves, and just rampage through some of their territories and steal, loot, plunder, even though I can't take them over. But I think I want to work on before I go out and start attacking nations that I can't even, take any buildings from. Like, I can't occupy their settlements, I can just burn them to the ground or loot them. Before I start attacking and picking fights with those people, I would like to finish what I've been doing over here, which is continue to take lands and expand the red area, or sorry, it's brown. Expand the brown area of the vampire counts. So I think I pretty much reached the limit of what I can do on this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. Okay, so all kinds of little heroes from the Empire here inside my lands. Alright, so we gotta be careful about beastman herds. Alright, so I got a lot of those skeletons made, and our army is ready to go, but our income has dropped pretty significantly because of the upkeep required to get, to maintain those new skeletal warriors. But that's okay. We're still in the positive. So now we need to use that army that we have built to take things or destroy things. And I think that attacking the Empire would be not necessarily like the worst thing in the world, but I think I could do better. I think if I take the city of Nuln, then I basically, but I think I'm in a relative, see if I double click on them.
Dead. Be gone, abomination.
Alright, so they're not really the happiest with us. So they are at war with the dwarves Karakim, and they're trading partners with Karak Norn. It doesn't tell me how recently it was that I did a non-aggression pact with him. So we will consider that an open game. And we have two armies down here, so if I attack Pieldorf, it's not really the end of the world because there's no forces there. And so I'm gonna just stay here in this area and let my army continue to regenerate.
Grave times.
And I'm gonna bring my main army of Vlad. I'm gonna bring Vlad over towards Nuln, and if we lead the charge with Pieldorf and his fodder troops, he could lose all of them as long as I take the keep. It's fine, and then I can start replacing the troops that he has with some more powerful ones. Alright, so Vlad, you head over to your fastest march you can get and head towards Nuln. So I'm going to suffer some attrition by being in enemy territory for a turn, but crossing 2 turns in my own territory should be enough to recover all the health that I lose. Alright, so I have enough money, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt another assassination on the Bright Wizard character.
Do not make me angry.
And she killed him, and now she gets another follower that gives her increased campaign range. And another follower gives her +1 public order in the local province. And she leveled up to level 8. So let's see, Ghostly Howl increases her melee attack. Yeah, those are all about in combat. What about Infiltrator? Yeah, we're gonna go with Infiltrator, which allows her to damage the wall of the target settlement. That might be great to use on Nuln. So we're gonna be here for at least a turn or two. So she's gonna try to take out this other hero from the Empire that's right here. He's level 7, but she's level 8, so we'll see what happens. And then we might be able to use her to damage the walls of Nuln. And if that happens, then it'll give us a big advantage getting in there.
What?
And this army will continue to heal. Now, is there a way that we can increase our income? Fort Oberstyre. No. And then Eastern Sylvania, which is our main place. Looks like it's not growing anymore because it has 5 population. Wow, okay. So I really need to upgrade this to the next level because it's going to give me a little bit of income, which is, you know, whatever. But it's going to increase the income from all buildings in all provinces. It's going to increase the income from all trading. And it gives a bonus to all adjacent provinces. And it increases its stats and defensive ability. But in order to upgrade it, I need $6,000. So maybe I should start saving towards that. I think I'm in a place where I don't really need to buy anything for a minute or two at least. Manfred Van Karstein, you're up here just kind of doing your thing, holding on to it. Public order is slowly going up. We're able to tax. Alright, I'm gonna spend 1,000 and build a gibbet. It increases income by 100. Again, not a lot, but over the course of the entire game it'll start adding up. Alright, so I think we've done all we can do this turn. We've got the units that we need built. Our main hero is moving in the direction of his nest target. We have a reinforcement army replenishing itself before it goes in the same direction. Alright, let's go ahead and end our turn. Looks like we're going to finish some of the research that we've been doing also, so that will give us another advantage. Alright, we're just watching all the little enemy heroes move around on their turn. If he attacks that city, I'm gonna be so upset. It just means I have to shift my focus. I think he's currently raiding inside my... Yeah, he's affecting... Alright, so vampiric corruption in all adjacent provinces is +1. So that should start to spread vampiric corruption through all the provinces that have mine, plus everywhere next to them. So areas like Wissenberg, yeah, so are moving towards a 20% corruption now. Which means this city is moving towards 20%. Averheim is moving towards 70%. So yeah, almost all of my cities now, the corruption should be rising. Alright, so this dwarf guy that I'm not even really at combat with, or really at war with.
Devourer of light. You think it is wise?
Well, attacking him is an act of war, but he's in my lands raiding. Alright, I'm not going to kill him yet because I have something else to do, and he probably won't even be able to take this city of Swartzhofen. Swartzhofen, well, he might be able to. He could do a lot of damage if he gets in there too.
Soon I'll be all powerful.
I'm in a position to destroy him now.
Do you take me for a wazzock?
And he does have an army here inside of Zhufbar. I guess technically he could come out and attack Dakenhof. I don't like how aggressive he is. It's making me nervous, to be honest.
Darkness comes.
Alright, I'm gonna move this army of Volfric Lord of the Droners up and into this territory. Alright, so this is the enemy hero, level 9, inside of his fortress.
Yes. Soon I'll be all powerful.
I think I could take him with 2 armies versus his capital city. It's not gonna be easy, but I think I could do it. Pildor's public order is plummeting now. Okay. So maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I don't want to try to take another thing. Maybe I just want to continue to hold on to Pildorf and use it to spread corruption to nearby provinces and just hold it for a little bit.
Everything dies.
Averheim is doing fine. It's at +9 on public order, so it's going to start rising again. Malaiz, you're going to go on a rampage in through Dwarven lands. Or at least here. I can't have this guy kill anything over here. Declare war. I have a feeling it's going to be a short-lived war. Yeah, I'd run too.
Is for the living. Annihilate them.
Alright, he's about to lose a level 10 hero for this. I have no regrets. I mean, it's unfortunate that I had to declare war on him when I don't really want to, but I have no real choice. I mean, he's raiding inside my territory and stealing money, and if he wanted to, he could just attack that city and obliterate it and literally cause thousands of damage, thousands of dollars worth of damage, and things that would cost a dozen turns to replenish and repair. So I just can't leave that up to chance. Alright, our biggest advantage here is going to be that we're so much faster than his units, so we can close the distance to his artillery quickly.
Vlad von Karstein.
So group number 1 is going to be Vlad plus a big group of skeleton warriors.
Hungry for blood.
And these are our new grave guards, so they're going to be much tougher and more highly damaging than the last ones. So they're not going to be able to just throw away units like the last time. Then we're going to have our crypt ghouls off to the left hand side. They're going to be group 2. We're going to put the spearmen slightly behind the first group, and the dwarves don't really have any large units, so spearmen don't have any real additional special place in the army, so we're just going to add them to group 1, make them part of the big skeleton attack force that goes in first. Alright, then we have our flyers, the Vargeist, and they're going to be in one group, and they're going to be designed to punch through. We're going to put them way off to the right. They're going to get in there and they're going to attack the enemy artillery, thunderers, gunners, things like that. Alright, then the group 5 is going to be the actual cavalry. It's going to be far left. And we have big groups of them, and they're going to smash into the enemy from the side and do pretty good damage. And then our Blood Knights are going to do the same. They're going to be over with our other cavalry. So we're just going to start deployment. As soon as this battle starts, we're going to have our force charge forward into theirs and just close the distance as soon as possible. We're going to have our crypt ghouls come in and attack from the left side. We're going to have our flying units come in from the right side, and then we're going to have our cavalry wait just a minute, not even a minute, just 10-15 seconds or so until the enemy's thoroughly engaged, and then they're going to circle around and smash into them from behind along with the flying units. So let me get ready and let's go. I got reinforcements coming in too. So they're shooting at my knights, it looks like, which is not necessarily what I want to happen, but it's okay. Alright, so now I have my hero plus all my skeletons charging in. I have my crypt ghouls turn and stop because I don't want them to engage right away, and then they turn and they're going to fight now. Flyers. Flyers come in from behind. Knights come in from behind. Blood Knights go in from behind. And now everything is just pouncing. Now that it looks like we've got pretty strong control of the right side, I have every unit attack the units on the left. And what they're going to do is they're going to all move to the left, and if they have something to fight, they will. But they're going to start pushing the enemy in this direction. And they're just going to start crushing them, basically. And as the enemy turns to break and run, alright, so now everyone again just circled. Alright, so now I'm going to have my cavalry break away, my flyers break away, everyone break off that's not on foot. Never mind. And now we can ride them down as they try to run away. So the strongest strategy that the dwarves have is their shields first. Especially when they get the later on, like iron breakers. If you don't attack them from the, if you attack the iron breakers from the front, they're nearly unstoppable. Like, you're looking at a 10-15 minute battle. 15 minutes just to kill those. We were just able to quickly overwhelm them. The undead seem to be very good at just brutally attacking and leaving no one behind. You can't let the enemy get coordinated or anything. You just gotta savagely attack them. Those new grave guards we got are pretty brutal. I mean, they just chop the enemy to pieces there. Alright, so what are we doing here? We could use the money. We don't really need the leadership too much, so we're gonna go ahead and murder the captives for the bonus leadership for 5 turns. Alright, so Malaiz is now level 17. So we got some new armor we could use possibly. Let's see here. We're going to go with Master Strike maxed out, which increases his weapon strength by another 7%, up to almost 500, 495. Alright, and now he's got choice of some armor. I like the sort of the armor that he had. Campaign line of sight, banner, magic items. So I'm going to get rid of Grave Digger for raised magic cost, and I'm going to give him instead campaign movement range +4. That's going to be really nice for him. Alright, and then for Mr. White King, we're going to give him the +1 public order in the local province. And then we're going to give him Treasurer, which is +8 income from Vampire Crypts and Vampire Keeps in the local region. And then we're going to give Wolfric the Armor of Silvered Steel. Actually, no, we're going to give him the Spell Shield. And we're going to give Manfred van Karstein the other armor when it's his turn. The Armor of Silvered Steel, yeah. And then he can also get alright, I think that's good. Alright, so he's just gonna hold that and maintain good public order. Civic Order is still rising, but corruption is falling. But, I mean, doing the best we can. Corruption is rising in this area, Ostermark. Great. And so Beshefen was planned on being an area to spread corruption to nearby areas. So how is corruption going in these other provinces?
They will serve. White King.
Alright, so we're going to use our Banshee and kill this enemy hero. Or try. That's a failure.
My vows prevent me.
He's only level 1 too. Alright, so Volfric's falling back. He's just... I don't want to take Nuln while it's defended with that kind of army. I mean, I guess it could, but what kind of garrison are we looking at? Halberdiers and crossbowmen? Oh, jeez. Okay, never mind. I overreacted. Well, we'll just continue to hold it for now. Malaiz, you move over here, because I'm sure Mr. Dwarf Man is not going to be very happy with you. And then I have an army up here that can reinforce, but at the same time it can't reinforce. So what if I move... Yeah, I guess I could pretty much take anything other than his main castle. So I can just start going through his lands from behind and just destroying everything. And then I can move, let's see. So Castle Drakenhof has been used as an source of income for this entire time. But, you know, it could be nice to have at least some kind of garrison there. So yeah, I'm going to move my Vlad hero in that direction, and in the next turn I'm going to blow up Oakenhammer and just take it for money. And then I'm going to go behind and get Grom Peak, and I'm just going to see if I can work around him and just take these for money from him from behind. And see what he does. I have more research that can be done. Let's see here. Alright, so the next abilities I'm going to get are recruit rank for all necromancers and vampires, income from forbidden libraries, and income from vampire crypts and vampire keeps. So those big bonuses to vampire incomes will hopefully help me throughout my entire empire and allow me to build maybe another army to move around with Vlad van Karsten. If I move up in the northern area, I'll have a secondary army to assist me. If I move in the western area, I'll have a secondary army to assist me, but I don't have another army yet that can just travel around just with no other intention other than assisting Vlad. Because if I use one of my other 3 armies, then they're going to have to leave the empire open. And the other army that I have left, say north or west, is just so far away it'll take 5 or 6 turns to respond to any attack. So I don't want to lose large swaths of my empire because I'm getting overly greedy and expanding too quickly. So I'm going to use that raiding from that gentleman at Dwarf as an excuse to turn my attention to this direction and simply begin raiding and pillaging. And if I can get to the point where I can destroy every single building from Zhufbar, then I'll attack his main keep and I'll get him completely eliminated from the entire game. But we'll have to see what happens. So with that, we'll end our... Oh, what is this? Oh, I think that's the dwarf that's been rampage. Oh, what beastmen. Okay. So there's the enemy with his big army in Oakenhammer. wonder if I can take Oakenhammer or not with him in it. And then there's this Beastman army that's here. Good gosh. Alright, this is what you're here for. Run as far as you can south, Manfred.
I'll take Sigmar's throne.
He's gonna be able to take Waldenhof.
Darkness comes. I thirst. If you
I think the Beastman is an even bigger threat. Get to Essen.
into darkness.
So I have Vlad running as fast as he can up here towards it. We may lose Waldenhof, to be honest. So I'm gonna have Manfred turn around, and here you can really see, even in its fastest marching stance, Manfred is just not capable of getting from where he is up north down to even the middle of our territory fast enough to respond. So we're gonna just do the best we can here. Have him turn around because he's not going to be needed for reinforcements and he's not going to get there in time. Vlad is going to simply, hopefully on his next turn, be able to stop this neutral army here from rampaging through it. If it attacks Waldenhof, it is possible that he could win. It's not really reinforced very well. So we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't damage it too bad.
Bring me flesh to craft.
Banshee actually seemed to have chased off all of the enemy heroes. There is a Dwarven area, level 9, down here, but he's suffering attrition for being in our lands. I mean, I don't really care too much about this area down here, Fieldorf.
Ready.
Averheim's doing pretty good. It's at plus 11 on its public order. Its corruption is rising towards 73%. We got a warrior priest down here. Go ahead and kill him, Mrs. Banshee. $524, jeez. Success, nice. So she gets plus 1 public order in the local province, and she's level 9. So now she's got, let's see, Watcher. Reduces the success chance of enemy hero actions against the parented army. Reduces the campaign movement range of the target army. Vampire corruption in the local province plus 1. Enemy hero success chance -3. I'm going to go with propagandist for plus 1 local province vampire corruption. Because she's going to be traveling around assassinating, so just having her giving that plus 1 will be really nice. We're at plus 12 now because of that. Alright, so she's in a pretty strong position now, where she can't really be attacked except by other heroes, and she can really hinder the enemy forces. I could use her to my advantage and start picking away at the dwarves with her. Alright, move over here and destroy this Thane on their team. Alright, Mr. Malaiz, I think we're ready to end our turn now. New follower for our Necromancer, plus 1 public order in local province. That's awesome. There's raiding going on everywhere. But this dwarf is no longer in our territory, he's raiding the enemy territory. So that's good. And I don't want to attack him, because I'm already engaging other people. This guy has leveled up, and he's a defensive hero. He's just going to be increasing the stats of the territory he is in. Let's go with Children of the Night, which reduces the hero recruitment cost in the local province. Alright, let's go. This guy. Let's do it, Malaiz. Can you engage him?
It is done.
There you go. See what he does. Yeah, I don't want the beastman coming, but you know what? I have still Manfred on his way. So Manfred, get down here. Next turn, he takes out the beastman.
Yes.
So how's my area up here doing now? So it's still at +1 because I left, and public order is rising. We're getting a lot of money. So corruption, however, is falling slightly. So I'm going to need to increase the corruption up here, which will happen once Manfred goes back. So he's going to take out them. I'm very low on income, but you know what? That's alright. And I'm going to still in the positive, and I'm working towards getting that upgrade to Castle Drakenhof. I need to save $6,000 to get it, and it'll be worth it, because then I'll have a bonus to all the income of all my cities.
You did.
Alright, so this province is still at +3 on public order. Why is it so negative? Lack of corruption. Corruption is rising very quickly though. So hopefully that will stop from being negative.
What?
He's raiding in that direction. I feel like this army is just kind of sitting here not doing much, because Pieldorf doesn't mean anything to me. It really doesn't. Like, I'm gaining public order right now, and I'm gaining corruption, but other than that, it doesn't really mean anything to me. Like, I don't know, I feel like I could be using this army much better, I guess. It's just kind of sitting there. I mean, yeah, I could. The only thing I'll really lose on this side is Grenzestad, which is... I mean, it's already garrisoned. It's got an improved garrison in it. And Averheim is got a garrison, and it's a rank 2 keep, so no one's going to really want to attack that. So I might be able to pull him away and go in a different direction. Or maybe I should just keep him here and use these 2 heroes and go in that direction. Maybe that makes more sense. Maybe I need to attack the Empire. If I use both my heroes and come over here and hit Vertbad super fast and take it, then the moot is basically just a given. I can control everything on all sides of it, and then that would basically give me a huge... Everything up here that I see in the top right would turn brown, all that red. But first things first. Next turn, we eliminate this beastman threat. Next turn, we eliminate this enemy hero. And we also are preventing him from getting by to attack.
No mercy.
Alright, so let's end our turn. I have a feeling this dwarf is going to fall back. He's just trying to screw with us and ruin the public order. And although his bar shows over half full, I believe the units we have are more upgraded and veteran than his are. Wow, he tried to take that and lost and took a huge hit to his forces for it. Oh, this is interesting. He is so far away, I don't know if he can assist his own keep.
Lord of the night.
Now, so rank 4 keep. So you've got Quarrelers, Clan Breakers, Longbeards, Thunderers. Alright, before we do that, let's see. So he has leveled up. So... Oh, he's actually like a relatively attack hero. Alright, give me the aura size increase. Alright, it is time, Manfred, to annihilate these. Heck yeah, I want to declare war on these suckers, are you kidding me? On the beastman? You need to die.
Obliterate.
Wow, it says it's actually relatively close. Cygor, Specialist Artillery. I haven't fought Beastmen yet. I don't really want to declare war on them, but on the other hand, if I don't, then they're just gonna keep raiding and stealing my income. I don't really have. They've got some really interesting units. I've never fight those Cygor.
Die, serve me.
Alright, so our main hero will be number 1. We have our skeletons on number 2. We're gonna break our war direhounds into 2 different groups. And we're gonna make one huge group of bats because the bats do best with swarm tactics. Alright, so the enemy's got a nice little niche here. Let's see, here's their main hero. They've got spearmen and spearmen. They've got some minotaurs, some warhounds, and oh my gosh, look at those things. Okay, and they look like they've got huge range. Yeah, they're basically artillery. Okay, so I'm gonna get as close as I can to them. Alright, so when the battle starts, hero is going to attack their hero, skeletons are going to attack their main forces. I'm going to have the dogs come from, let's see, bats will come from this side. And again, I don't care if I lose all of these creatures. They're basically just throwaway anyway. And then we'll do 3-4 over there. Alright, here we go. So number 1, number 2, start moving as fast as you can. Alright, so now I have the bats moving, or all the fast moving creatures moving onto the flanks. Oh, and here come the rocks. So I have all my reinforcements coming in as soon as possible, and they're basically the real fodder. Those reinforcements, they're literally just there to die. They're from the town, and I didn't buy them or anything. They're just part of the reinforcements. Now they're turning their artillery to attack, so I want to just keep moving, getting behind them. Wow, looks like they got spells or something. They're actually not doing the best when it comes to not getting surrounded, although it's kind of not easy to not get flanked with this many units. So I just gotta get my skeletons in. My, let's see, vampire hero, see if I can't get some spells going in on these targets. Gonna cast a healing spell first. Alright, targets are coming in as fast as they can. And here come their quick units. Alright, combat has joined. Now we have our dogs coming from the side. We have our bats come in on their spearmen from the side. Now the bats that are coming in now are from the town. They're basically just throwaway units. Alright, I'm gonna have my units break forward and get to their archers. Alright, and here come the bats from my side as well as the dogs from behind. And the sheer number of bats will make it difficult for them to not take lots of damage. So I've got 1 unit of dogs breaking away and getting each individual unit of their archers. My bats are all swarming together and are working on killing their units.
Address me as master.
Alright, their artillery is running and just trying to get some distance, but my bats are being relentless and are now attacking them in a huge swarm. Their artillery is extremely powerful, but only when it can actually be effectively used. When it can, being surrounded by dozens and dozens and dozens of bats, it's just, it can't do anything. So you can see just the sheer number of bats attacking that. It's just completely terrifying.
Hearken to my will.
Alright, so we have our healer cast some spells. And you can see they're running from our skeletons, but they're just so fast. So the enemy archers start firing, so I break away with the bats and have them attack.
These lands are mine.
Alright, now I have everyone turn and attack their hero. And I just want to kill him, break the morale of the enemy. And since all of our units are so fast moving, once the enemy hero dies, it should cause a huge dramatic break in the enemy team's morale. Alright, now we're casting some spells on the enemy Minotaur with our, there we go. Winds of Death. Alright, I have the dogs break away while everything else is attacking their hero, just so that they can start causing some wreckage to these. Now you can see the Winds of Death blowing through their forces. Now the enemy is actually attacking our hero. So we give our wolves a buff to their damage while they chase down the enemy forces. The rest of my forces are still doing everything they can to kill the enemy hero. He is almost dead. So I'm just continuing to go from one enemy target to another. And the enemy hero is about to die any second. Oh, they're breaking and fleeing. I see fleeing everywhere. There we go. Victory. Close victory. Yeah, they've got some really interesting units. Interestingly, I don't think we completely lost any units. So they should, most of them. Geez, some of those Minotaurs got 150. So we're going to take the 963 dark magic. And let's see, can we attack him again? We might have enough to get him again.
Attack!
And yeah, we're going to do this again. We have a banner now. Magic resistance increased by 25% on the selected units. So we'll give it to our hero. Yep. Right. So I noticed that their units are very... but when surrounded, their Cyclops units or whatever Minotaur units with the rocks, they just break and run. So what I'm going to get my bats, since they're almost full health, and bats and dogs there as fast as I can. They're gonna beat the skeletons by a long shot, but that's okay. So group 1 is our hero, group 2 is our skeleton, group 0 is our spellcaster, group 3 is our dogs, half of them are 3, half of them are 4, and group 5 is our bat. Alright, first thing we're going to do is a charge in and attack their main hero as fast as I can, since he's almost dead. Once we kill him, it's going to be a huge loss of morale, and I'm sure many of their units will simply break and run away. We're going to have our dogs charge in as fast as we can and get to their Cygors in the back, since they seem to panic when attacked. Same thing with our bats. So, here we go. And then before they get out of range, I'm going to cast my healing spell on our spearman skeleton, and then I'm going to cast Gaze and Nagash, which is the damage spell, on the enemy attack ranks. Ooh, nice. You saw that spell go in there. And then we're going to give a buff to our war dogs, make them tougher. Enemy spearmen are breaking and fleeing. Alright, now the bats are coming in. Get in there. So our dogs are taking big damage here. The ones that are attacking up here. It's okay. Fall back, doggies. Meanwhile, our other dogs are down here. Fall back, doggies. So I'm having the dogs run away. Just until they can get some reinforcements. Alright, doggies, come back and pounce on their leader. Meanwhile, the bats are coming in, and I want them to get the archers. Go, bats, go, get the archers. Alright, enemy hero is dead. Get in here, wolvesies. Alright, they're breaking and fleeing as we speak. Bats are chasing their archers to the ends of the battlefield. Here comes the wolves. Come on, get them, bats. So now I'm breaking the bats into smaller groups and having them just continue to harry and chase the targets that they're fighting. And although this army suffered devastating losses, they also destroyed a very powerful enemy force, and so that's going to be very critical later on for us in preventing further losses to our troops. So as this is going on, come on, kill this guy. Use this on the Minotaurs. Oh, they're shaking now. That's one down. Alright, doggies, get him.
It is time.
Get him, hero. So our hero's going to charge into these archers. And then cast his spell. Oh, that's the end of the battle. They're breaking and running. They'll have nothing left to live. Alright, so we're going to go for the $963.
Night's March. Darkness
scar.
No way, he's still there? Jeez. Alright, I'm gonna leave these units as is and let them simply replenish. He leveled up. So he's gonna go with Darkening Skies, which reduces the casualties suffered from attrition, I think. Yeah, that seems the best. And his other caster hero is now level 11. Good gosh. Winds of Death. Strong versus multiple opponents. Causes magical damage. That sounds good. No. Power Drain. Plus 15 to Winds of Magic Power. Okay. Alright, so we'll have him fall back. But before we do anything further, I'd like to stop the episode here before it goes on forever. I'd like to thank everybody who's been with us since the very beginning, and I hope to catch you in the next episode as we continue our conquest of the world as the vampires. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.